What's going on, you guys? Jay here, and welcome back to the channel. So don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you get an opportunity, guys, on the way out, drop a comment. It's really going to help us out here on the channel. There's a lot of strange happenings currently underway on chain, and I'm trying to stay away from all of the drama. I'm trying to stay away from any negative energy, but again, we must address these very sneaky kind of situations that are unfolding in our ecosystem. And I've always been here to warn the LUNC community against these sneaky kind of moves, whether it's been with LUNCDash, whether it's been with Six Samurai, and all of these really kind of unusual people trying to get a slab of power, let's say, on chain, the ability to actually carve out a future that they've dictated and they've determined. This is a very dangerous thing because it leads us into a situation where a centralized body, more or less, is going to try at some point get power over the chain, get some kind of say and some kind of sway. And again, this is very, very dangerous when we've got people who are essentially going out and preaching one thing, and then they're coming back and they're voting a completely different perspective. It's unusual for me to see, but again, if we go in, we dissect it, we look at it, it's not unusual, and we can really start to see that, whoa, hang on a minute, these guys are saying a completely different thing to what they're voting, and it's benefiting them because nobody's essentially calling any of this stuff out. So we've got even more unusual stuff that is underway, and when we go and we're going to look at the freezing of the LFG assets being 1.86 billion UST. Now, Vegas has just voted yes on his own proposal, which from my perspective is immature, is unprofessional, and he shouldn't have done it. He already knows that there's a supposed rule in place that if you do go ahead and vote yes on your own proposal, you're going to put all nodes in a position where they're going to vote no on this proposal. So you could kind of sit there and say to yourself, well, is this actually intentional? Because if we go, and I'm not going to get the memo up because it's kind of derogatory, he's essentially calling all of the validators out saying, stop being scared, in a rather unpolite way, let's say. But essentially, he already knows the outcome of this situation. And if you don't know, I couldn't vote yes on the previous proposal because I was the proposer. And if I had voted yes, all nodes would do what they did when we requested to add the LUNCDash links to the official CoinMarketCap section. They clearly stated that after community feedback, we have voted no. Validators shouldn't vote on their own proposals due to conflicts of interest. So again, is this intentional? Well, yeah, it could be. It could be an intentional move to make it look like they're in support of this burning of the freezing, but essentially they've just shut down the entire proposal. Does this mean that all nodes is going to come in and go with a no vote? Well, I don't know, because Vegas previously voted yes to his own proposal, which benefited all nodes directly by giving them control of the CoinMarketCap links, and all nodes did not punish Vegas with a no vote. So the best thing we can hope for right now is that, well, all nodes doesn't vote no. But again, from my perspective, that is very, very unfair because of how they went ahead and they punished us. So there are a lot of people who are saying, Jay, this isn't going to pass. It's not going to get through. The validators are going to be working very, very hard to ensure that nothing happens with these funds and the chain sits still. And I do think this is an issue. I do see, like I said, validators preaching one thing in public and then coming in at that very, and I mean very last second to vote no on the previous proposal. And a lot of people have been saying to me, well, who shut the previous proposal down? And well, it was LUNC Live that had come in at the end. And I mean at the end, guys, you're talking the last 2 minutes of the proposal. They waited to come in and slap it with a no vote. Now, if I had done the same thing and slapped it with a yes vote, how would the proposal have ended? Well, it would have passed and we would have been able to go ahead and we would have been able to burn those funds. But I have to play things by the book because it's not fair for me to put the entire proposal at risk for some extra voting power or to try to push this to where it needs to be, even though there's going to be another proposal after this. So how do I feel really about the freezing of the LFG assets in comparison to burning? It's not ideal, but again, it's a step in the right direction. Do I think we're going to be able to freeze the LFG assets? I'm unsure. I'm unsure because of how tight the last vote was. They didn't win the vote, they were given the vote. If I had voted yes and done the sneaky situation like LUNC did in those final minutes, it would have passed. Only just, but it would have passed. But then we've got the issue further down the line of needing to pass the chain upgrade, which all nodes would just vote no to. But again, this puts this everything into the air, doesn't it? Because for you who are listening now, you've seen the evidence, right? You can understand that all nodes has already put this rule out there that they themselves are enforcing, but are they going to enforce it on Vegas? Has Vegas done this intentionally to try to shut down this vote? Is this one big psyop where people are acting as if they want to help, but really it's better if nothing changes? They get more voting power. People see them as the good people on chain, so to speak, when essentially they're not, and everything's starting to get misconstrued. People are starting to get confused. Validators who are actively working against the chain are getting more voting power, and it's becoming unusual for me from my perspective, because again, we've spent our entire, and I mean it, we've spent our entire existence simply building for nothing. We've not built for profit. We've only built tools for you, the community, to use and utilize to access the blockchain. Yet you can do absolutely nothing on chain and get the same amount of voting power, if not more. That is what is scary. Okay, alongside the validators who are saying, oh, we should burn these assets and then voting no at the last second, like LUNC. That's scary. That's the real scary situation, because essentially none of these people are giving back to the blockchain. They're all working on their independent L2s, games, protocols, whatever, but they're rising up and people are starting to see them as these beneficial groups that are for the LUNC chain because they're using the LUNC word or whatever. It's dangerous, and it's becoming even more so as the days go on, because now they have the ability to come in at the end, wait to the last 2 minutes, act as if they want to see the funds burn, and then click just like that, throwing down a no vote and shutting down the entire 1.86 billion USTC burn. So why are we here now at this freezing part? Well, because LUNC shut it down, right? And why are we now going to possibly see the shutting down again of the freezing of the LFG assets? Well, it's going to be Vegas. So these two people are like actively working one way in public, but then working against the proposals behind the scenes, whether it's coming in and voting at the last minute, or it's doing what Vegas did and actively voting yes on your own proposal, knowing the inherent risk exists of all nodes slapping a no vote on this and completely killing it. Period. If all nodes puts a no vote on this, it's done, it's dusted. You're not going to see these assets frozen. You're not going to see them burned. You're not going to see nothing happen with them. And we could be the next Bybit hack. We could be the next L1 chain to suffer some kind of internal hack where someone gets access to those funds. And this is all of the scary stuff, right? These are all of the things that I don't want to talk about, but we've got to talk, we've got to address it. We cannot allow validators to come in and vote at the last second to kill a proposal. It's not good. None of this is good. Seeing Vegas, it's just really, really bad for the ecosystem. And again, if we want to see more positive movement, if we want to see more people build for the blockchain, we've got to get the support to the right places. You guys need to see what's really going on. And the picture is very, very misconstrued. Coming back from working with the development team this weekend and seeing everything that's going on, it's like, how are people not seeing this? And it's because the tools simply don't exist to show you which validator voted what during what time, and was that the end vote? Was that the beginning vote? It's easy to do if you just go look at the time when they voted, look at the time when the proposal ended. You can figure out the minutes and how sneaky it was. But again, you guys need to start picking up on this, because eventually you could see the HCC validator knocked out and then we're absolutely useless. And it's like, again, we're all of the people that are building for the blockchain are not getting the support they need, yet the people who are building for themselves and only themselves for their games, their protocols, whatever, are beginning to rise up. That's a really, really scary situation, and everybody should start to absorb this. You should start to think about who you're delegating with. Are you delegating with all nodes? Are you delegating with LUNC Live, who votes no at the last minute and shuts the proposal? Think about what you're doing, because you yourself are having a huge effect on this entire ecosystem. If the support can go to the right validators, well, then we're going to be able to get these different kind of proposals passed. A really beneficial part of this proposal right now is the fact that I'm able to use my voting power, knowing that all nodes isn't going to punish this proposal with a no vote because I voted yes to it. So we are going to be able to use our voting power. And yeah, we're going to do it in a very sneaky way, because if people are going to continue this sneaky cloak and dagger type of behavior, we're going to have to serve up some sneaky type of cloak and dagger behavior in order to get this proposal through. Do I want to do it? Absolutely not. But I would not see this chain sat still any more than it already has, because again, it's beneficial for all of these validators to get more voting power, to suck more out of the Oracle pool, to give nothing back to the L1 chain, to watch it eventually die, and then they can just take their L2 projects off to other blockchains, guys. You need to be very careful of what projects are launching what. Does it have a coin attached to it? Okay, it's a USTC repeg, but suddenly there's another coin coming out of the work. Is this beneficial for LUNC? Probably not. You guys are smart enough to understand the different ins and outs, but again, the picture is so misconstrued at the moment. Yeah, it's getting unusual, it's getting weird. I wanted to get all of this down into a video and let you guys know how I'm feeling, how I'm thinking. I'm going to be working very hard to try to get these assets frozen. The worst part for me is the fact that Vegas took the lead on this, and then he decided to vote yes, knowing that all nodes punishes validators with, it's intentional. It's clearly intentional at this point. But let me know what you guys think about all of this. Are you delegating with LUNC Live? Are you delegating with all nodes? Are you delegating with Vegas? Are you working for the blockchain, or are you helping these validators kill proposals, kill movement, and keep us sitting still? Let me know what you think in the comment section, guys. And aside that, just stay safe, stay humble, stay aware. I'll catch you in the next one.